shall come and some of them ask me when me get. So some of them ask me when me get it from. I told them no no it's from creation. I told them no no it's from creation. Bam bam hey what bam 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 bam.
Man.
Look at
Hey.
Black people stand up.
I just heard this.
Agent, I tell you, I want to be a DJ so bad.
So bad.
Yeah, we know you took the job, man. We know the original DJ.
I'm about to take my job back.
We had a versus. We had a versus.
DJ all night. DJ all night.
We have our
I'm
own
DJ all day. All day. I do the day party, he does the night party.
DJ all day versus DJ all night.
What you say, E?
We're gonna have a versus.
A versus. Right here.
DJ
Right
all day
here
versus all night.
Me and my wireless speaker against him and his turntables. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Hey, my crates are deep, bro.
To get the crate.
My crates.
So am I.
My crates are deep, man. I got the crates. I got the crates right here. That's all my crates.
That's a special episode.
Yeah. Since
We're
we
gonna
got
be all right. That'd be kind of hot right there.
Say what?
Me and Janai, we'll vote. Me and Janai,
Y'all gonna vote?
We gonna vote.
Oh my goodness, we got people jumping in already. My sister with herself. Is that cool?
Yes, this is sweet potato lemonade.
Sweet potato lemonade. Look, man, we're gonna talk about some stuff that happened over the weekend. As a matter of fact, if you love Ozark like I do, you heard that, and that has pushed that song to #1. Overseas again. It's popping off right now. It's happening right now. Oh man, this is my man Calvin Johnson. I grew up with him. That's like my brother, right there in the neighborhood. What's up, Cal? I'm glad you could join us. Perry, of course, our Straight to Tape fam is up here.
What up, P?
Jocelyn saying, "Hey, Janai, look, man."
Yes, I'll call y'all FaceTime you when this is over.
I'm doing FaceTime her. Look. I don't do a whole lot of TV watching, but I have shows that I will watch. I watch all the Power series. I watch Snowfall. I used to watch Queen of the South.
Yeah.
I watch this Ozark stuff because Netflix stuff I can just binge, so I don't have to be like watching. I just take a day when I ain't got nothing to do and just run through them, right? But Power was incredible this past Sunday, man. It's gonna be stupid this Sunday. It was a whole lot of stuff that was exposed. Those that know. They hadn't watched yet, so I ain't gonna mess it up. Me and Adrian all night can talk about that Ozark though. Ooh, if y'all are fans of Ozark, you need to get on it. Janai is, and she hadn't seen it, so we can't do a spoiler alert.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say.
Which is
I'll big up Ozark because that Ruth, I don't know who they found to play her, but she plays the hell out of that part. Two, they are always playing some old school hip hop, and I love it, y'all.
Yes.
They are pumping old school hip hop, old school R&B, old school reggae, and I'm like, damn, that Ruth is a beast, man. She loves her old school, man. They was playing Cream one time. I was like, is that Cream? Like,
hey, let me tell y'all something. Do y'all see that down there? My sister said never watch Power.
Yeah, I agree, Jocelyn.
She is one of the blackest.
Like standards, man. It's called standards, man. It's called standards.
You ain't never seen ask about Petey Wheatstraw, stuff like, and a lot of stuff she ain't seen. Like, Cotton Comes to Harlem. I mean, you got to go back at Black Exploitation.
Across 110th Street.
Oh my God.
What you silly? Oh, I see him, my man. What's good? Yeah. Jocelyn is laughing. Look at her.
That Ozark soundtrack is definitely.
She is the unblackest. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, shout out to Ozark. Yeah.
Jocelyn is still watching Good Times, Sanford and Son, Gunsmoke.
Every night.
What is that called?
Ponderosa with Little Joe and Hoss.
Ponderosa.
And
Paul. I used to watch them with grandma. I used to watch them with my grandma.
Watch what?
Oh, and look, and definitely all the court shows. Judge Judy.
You watching Judge Steve Harvey too?
Nah.
Oh my God. Yeah, Perry. That Power Book 2 Ghost. Hey, we can't forget 50 gave us that BMF. That is
I ain't seen that either.
I ain't watched that. I watched like
the BMF is pretty good.
Yeah, buddy. BMF
was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Hey, and if y'all ever seen them cats in real life, I was in Magic City and I witnessed the aura of BMF. They came in with big duffel bags of money in that cellophane, and it was making it rain so much. I'm a straight guy, but I was about to jump up and start shaking it. It was so much money falling.
Why were you in Magic City, Joey?
Because that's what I used to do back then. I was a strip club connoisseur. I've been up and down the East Coast on that.
All right, let's get started with the show. Come on.
Yeah, we got guests.
Bro, you like them to do like the pole stuff? Or you just like the?
I used to be on everything. I don't go anymore. I'm not fascinated anymore. But I used to be on them joints hard.
You ever been to a strip club?
Yes, she has. Look at her face.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have. I've only been twice in my entire life.
Gotcha.
I've been here in DC and in Atlanta. I've taken a pole class. It's like I've taken a pole class. That's very difficult, but that's a whole nother.
So you got respect for them and the art.
Much respect. Yeah, I can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say.
Oh,
it's artistic. It's very artistic. It's very artistic, man. And they got good food in Magic City. I'm saying they got
wings. That's right.
Dope.
All right.
So listen. It's like the Washington Monument. Anybody watch football last weekend? The games were crazy. Football game was incredible
football game
ever in the history of football. It was crazy how you score so many points. There's 13 seconds left. I don't understand.
It was great theater.
It was great, man.
It was great to see, but ain't no defense. I like defense on that.
I like defense too, but that shootout was going. I was loving it.
It's a new era of football. It's a new era.
Y'all.
The only thing Josh Allen did wrong was call heads. Overtime. That was the only thing he did wrong that whole night.
My sister talking about Cowboys will get Eric's on your side, so we're gonna kill that.
The Cowboys play a different game, man. We just like to be the number one sports franchise after all the money is counted up.
Yeah, I got you. Y'all playing for the dough and no rings. I feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Forbes list. We on the Forbes list.
Tonight we got a special young man with us, Mr. Daniel Bryant. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He's a North Carolina A&T student at the moment, and he has created a movement. I call it a movement, but it's a business, and it's something that he's using to help reach people and hopefully change some lives and get some people motivated, empower some people. Actually, it's called Me. I got some of his merch on right now. And I'm going to let Daniel tell us who he is and tell us a little bit about himself. And then we'll talk and ask some questions, and I'll let him tell us his story, and I'll bring that portion up in a minute. Daniel, what's good, man?
Hey, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate me being on the porch. Like I said, anytime I get to do anything like this is a blessing to be able to speak, share my story, share who I am. Any and every opportunity, I hold it to a high standard. So first, my name is Daniel Bryant. I'm a current sophomore at North Carolina. Well, hold on. The illustrious North Carolina A&T State University. Yeah, the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University, where I'm a student. I have a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation. I'm also the business owner and creator of Me, Motivated and Empowered, as well as the president of Me Scholars Academy, which is a subsidiary of my business. So those are the things, a little bit about me, and I can't wait to share more.
All right. So Daniel, I know back in the time when my wife, I worked with Daniel's mom. She is actually a mentor of mine, Dr. Edie Morris Bryant. She's one of my educational mentors and a very good friend. So as I was going through my ordeal with my wife, she was very supportive of me. And then I get a call one night, like something tragic has happened. Daniel has been in a situation, and I felt real bad because I couldn't rush and support her the way she had been supporting me because I still had my situation. So I just hit my knees and said a prayer for them. And Daniel, tell us about what happened and how it came about. And I think that was kind of a spark for you and me. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so most definitely, like anybody that really knows me, that knows a little bit about my story, but it all happened my junior year of high school. And I just want you to think about, a 17-year-old boy, he's playing football, and I was good at football, so I'm at the top of my game. I got clout in the school, so I'm feeling good about myself. I'm getting recruiters to come into the building asking, can I speak with Daniel? So, everything's going good for me. I got me a girl, so I'm living life at my highest. Nobody can tell me anything. And then everything changed May 28th, 2019. I was in a horrific car accident coming back from lunch with some of my friends. And I remember when the accident had first happened, it let everything pause because it was a whole bunch of 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds running around and screaming and yelling, not knowing what to do, because as I was stuck in the car, my friends that were in the car with me, they were able to free themselves out. But as I laid there, I was knocked unconscious and I couldn't breathe on my own. I couldn't respond to anybody. So they thought I was dead. I remember one of my teammates, one of my wide receivers, he was screaming, "I think Dirty's dead," which is my nickname. "I think Dirty's dead." And at that moment, as they cried out for help, asked civilians, "Hey, can you please help us? Can you help us?" They didn't know what to do. And they thought their best friend was dead. And then as they were worrying and yelling, the car had, burst up in flames. So I laid there in a car trapped, unable to free myself while the car had caught on fire. And at that moment, I didn't know what to think. I was unconscious. And like I said, by second, my life was slipping away. And, I was blessed. And I really thank God, because sometimes when we go through something, we don't really see the blessings that God puts in place, even in the midst of our storm, right? So like, the 3 cars behind me, there was a guy with a commercial sized fire extinguisher who came and put the fire out before firefighters were able to arrive, because traffic was.
Did I freeze?
We all froze. Everybody froze.
I think he was the only one. And Joe, you on mute, Joe.
You're on mute.
There you go.
No, everybody's moving. He froze on us. Oh, here you go. He's back.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the fire extinguisher, and then continue from there.
Yeah, so the fire extinguisher, the guy put the fire out. And they freed me from the car. I was labeled, I was actually reported as a fatality to the police department. So just imagine the friends there and the people that were on scene, knowing that, their best friend was reported as a fatality. And then, as I was en route to the hospital, I had a GCS level of a 3, and GCS is the Glasgow scale, and that scale measures your coma.
Freezes again. Oh, dang.
Not for nothing. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So I had a GCS level, which is the Glasgow scale, and that measures a person's consciousness, right? And I had the lowest level anyone could have, which was a 3, and that's irreversible death or coma.
Wow.
So at that point, everything for my situation looked like I wasn't gonna make it. Even the paramedics, later after I spoke with them, they even said they didn't even think I was gonna make it. And so for this 17-year-old boy who just loved to play football, loved to be a student, loved to hang out with his friends, it seemed like everything was taken away from me at that moment. I was rushed to a Wake Med hospital. I had 6 broken bones in my face. I had a broken arm, I had a collapsed lung. I had multiple lacerations. The laceration on my face, actually, that's still here today, They said they described that my lip was ripped open, touching the side of my ear. And like I said, and remember the kids that were on scene, they saw that up front and personal. So they saw the blood stream down my head. They saw my lip ripped open. They saw one of the my eye bulging out. They saw all that. And so, now I want you to take that. And I know that can strike people's hearts right there. But see, you imagine the pain that I was going through. But see, then I want you to think about, for the mothers, the fathers, the brothers and the sisters out there, to think about when you receive that phone call and you're at work or you're at school and you got to figure out your baby has just been in a car accident and I'm the doctor and I don't even know if he's going to make it. And we just ask you to get here as fast as possible, but be safe as possible. And so that phone call, still sends chills down my mother's back, still sends chills down my father's back. Hearing that, knowing that at that moment they couldn't put their hands on their baby to save him. At that moment, they didn't know if, have a good day at school was the last conversation they were going to have with their baby. And so that touches, it didn't just touch me. That pain just didn't hurt me. It hurt my family. So my family rushed to the hospital. I was in the emergency room. My family couldn't even see me. They had me in the emergency room with 20 doctors around me doing emergency surgery just to save my life, to get me to stable condition. I think they let my mother back and my father back for 20 total seconds. 20 seconds. And everyone is in the waiting room and just the unknown. Is Daniel good? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know his condition. We just keep on praying. We're just going to keep on praying. We're going to keep on praying. I hope he's alive. I hope he's going to be well. Is he breathing? No. I was on a ventilator, so I couldn't breathe on my own. Like I said, I lost a lot of blood. My face was totally destroyed, 6 broken bones and a laceration that ripped my face open completely. And so it wasn't just physical pain that I went through. It was also the emotional and the mental pain. Because even as I did begin to get better, I had to think about how was I going to be able to go back to school? Like I said, I was 17 at the time. I'm a teenager. How am I going to be able to go back with my friends and hang out and go out with people when I got this on my face and I never thinking that my face was going to look the same? How will I be able to go back with people? And I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to talk on my own. I couldn't even do the simplest thing. Like we take for granted to be able to eat and to use the bathroom. I had to eat through a tube up my nose. I had to use the bathroom with assistance and through a tube. So I know what it feels like to be at your lowest, and it feels like your burden is weighing you down so much where you can't hold yourself up and you can't pick up your own cross. But see, then I also know what it feels like when God intercedes your position, right? Intercedes your situation, and he picks up your cross and he carries you and your burden with you and then gives you the power to be able to stand up. And see, that's what I felt in my situation. Like I said, I never imagined in my life that I would go 28 days without being able to walk, without being able to talk, without having to eat through a tube. I never thought that. But see, there's a blessing in every situation. There's a blessing when things are taken away from you. See, I think the greatest appreciation of life is when things are put on pause on your life. See, when things are put on pause in your life, you have to really sit back and really think about, dang, that was a blessing to have that. It was a blessing just to be able to walk to school. It was a blessing to be able to walk to class. It was a blessing to, crack jokes and stuff with your friends at the lunch table. But when those things are taken away, you think twice about that.
Yeah. So I know you're telling us about what happened to you. I think one part of the story that was super inspiring is the mindset that you had throughout the ordeal and the drive you had to get back to doing normal things, and more specifically football, when they told you would never play again. Yep. So that, where was your head at, and what was the driving force, and what voices were you hearing, and how did you navigate that?
See, the first 8 days when I was in the hospital, I was totally unconscious. could not hear anything, could not feel anything. I was totally knocked out, and I was sedated, so I couldn't do anything. But after those days that I woke up and I regained consciousness, my mindset was, Daniel, this is your situation, but you can't sulk in your situation. It's time you got to bounce back. You want to play football, and see, in my mind, it was always we getting back on the field. I'm missing practice days. That's what my mom was already, and people thought I was crazy, especially my mom probably thought I was crazy. Hey man, I got to get ready to play football again, because I was so, entrenched in the game, and I was so in love with the game, and I had passion for it, and I had spent so many years in the weight room, in conditioning with my teammates. Those are my brothers to this day. So it was like I got to be there for them. And so sometimes I even neglected my own health. So like when doctors would ask me, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" I would purposely even say, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." Just so they didn't, keep me an extra day long, or just so I didn't have to take any more medicine. But I felt it was within myself. I really mentally told myself, "Daniel, you are okay." I had to self-proclaim it within myself, "Daniel, you're gonna be okay. You got this. You got this. Keep on fighting." Even when the pain felt like it was unbearable. But see, my mindset was that I wanted to accomplish something. So when doctors told me to my face that, "Dang, you would never play football again. I'll never play football again." And then that's when it clicked in my head. They must not know me, because I'm never going to quit. And so they think that I'm just some ordinary patient that just when pain just first comes, that they're going to, just roll over. Nah, I'm going to keep on going. See, I just came this far. God brought me this far, not just to give up on my dreams and aspirations. He didn't bring me out of that accident to just sulk in pain and make people feel sorry for me. No, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on pressing. So I went to those rehabs. I went 3 a day, 4 days to work out and, do physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech therapy to get my mind, my physical body, my strength up just enough so I could be back on the field. And then I had, my coaches and my dad, and my dad was one of my biggest motivators as well. People probably thought he was crazy because the first day of the accident, when he didn't know any of the situation, he said, "My son's going to walk up out of here." He was walking and saying, "My son is going to walk up out of here." And people are probably looking at him, "Your son was called in as a fatality. Your son, is in ICU for 17 days. Your son is not breathing on his own. What do you mean he's just going to walk up out of here?" But that same mindset of, "No, you're going to walk up out of here," it translated to me, "Nah, Dan, you're not just going to walk up out of here. You're going to be able to jump up out of here. You're going to be able to run up out of here. You're going to be able to get back on the football field. You're going to be able to do the things that you did before. You're going to be able to do them greater." And so I held myself to that standard that I would never, just settle for less or settle for what other people thought I could do. So when other people thought, "Well, Daniel, you're doing too much. Daniel, don't you think you need to calm down?" No, I'm not doing enough. Even at my lowest, even in the hospital gown, no, I can do more. Like I said, nurses thought I was crazy. They were surprised that I was, progressing so fast. One of the doctors said it was miraculous, that he'd never seen it. But it was that drive and that focus, and it was ultimately from God that gave that to me. Because the human body, Daniel, I couldn't do it on my own. Because physically, I just could not do it. But it was that my spiritual life began to grow, and that's when I started to see my other parts of my life grow. So it was all thanks to God for that.
So now through this ordeal, you had a revelation, you saw some things, and then all of a sudden, me is developed. So talk to us about how that came about.
Yeah, so me was born first. It was in my mindset, right? As I got out the hospital and they told me I was never going to play football, I needed something for that. I needed motivation, and I never thought I was going to use that word anywhere else or in a business. But I need motivation, and that motivation had to come within. I didn't need any outside noise. I didn't need anybody else but said, "Daniel, you want to accomplish this, so you're going to push yourself. You're going to have the drive within yourself to do it." So motivation was a big key in how I was able to progress from the hospital to back to the football field. And then empowerment. I feel like empowerment is, the things that you surround yourself with, right? The things that you listen to, the things that you see, the people that you talk to build yourself and mold yourself in the best person possible. I needed every single person that came in that hospital room that gave me encouragement, that gave me power, that gave me a motivational word. Those people that put sticky notes on my door with the message that said, "Dan, you're a fighter, you got this." That was empowerment to me. Because when I lacked my power and I felt like I couldn't do it on my own, those people are the ones that pushed me. Those are the people that they'll put those gems in my head that says, "Dan, you can do this." And that's everything what empowerment and motivation was about. And so I was always thinking, I have a testimony. I have a story I got to share. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have a story I want to share. And then later on, I started thinking, motivation and empowerment. Right? I just started thinking about those two words. And then I was like, what do those have to do with what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to find my purpose. I'm trying to figure out, why did God keep me here? It would have been so easy for him to let me go. You see so many teenagers die from accidents over the years. You see so many people die from car accidents every single day. Daniel, why did you pick me to stay? I mean, I was asking God that. God, why did you pick me to stay? Why did you keep me? Why did you heal my body? Why? And that's when I really dived into my purpose. I had a purpose of sharing my story to touch other people. And as I was trying to find my purpose, I named my purpose me. And I was like, I'm trying to find my me. And I started playing around with the words and me. And then I turned it into, okay, M, motivation, E, empowerment. Boom, there we go. That's my me. And that's how that came about. It was really just, trying to find myself and develop myself. And that's sometimes what business is about. Just jumping to the entrepreneurial side of things. A lot of people say, oh, being an entrepreneur and being a business man is about finding and solving someone else's problem. That is true. But sometimes you create a business to solve your own problem. To solve your problem, because guess what? 9 times out of 10, someone else has that same problem that you're having. And see, a lot of times we focus on trying to solve other people's problems, but just imagine if we spend time to try to solve our own problems. It's easier to solve your own problems than other people's problems. You solve my problem, it might be hard for you, but see, if I solve my own problem and I know other people are struggling with that, then I can cater to other people's needs. But I got to figure out myself first. I got to develop myself first. I got to find my me. What's my purpose? What's the reason why God kept me here? What is my story? How can I share my story on all platforms? See, that's my me. That's what makes up my motivation and my empowerment. And then now that's how I created my business out of that, trying to solve a problem that I had. Solve my problem first, then cater to the needs and the problems of others. And so that's how me was born, really.
I'm sorry. You want to say something, Joe? Okay. Awesome testimony, young brother. Awesome testimony. How are you being received at A&T? I have a daughter that goes to A&T that's a freshman there. So when you were jumping in and out with that Wi-Fi, I was like, okay, he on campus. So,
yeah.
I definitely I've experienced that FaceTime with her with that Wi-Fi. I need to get that fixed. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, how are you being received on campus with the other students with that? See,
there you go all night. You had to then talk about it. Nana Joe always
talk. My bad. I ain't want to put no bad mojo on the brother, but man, that's pretty awesome, y'all. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to ask him, where did that come from, man? I don't know whether to call it the perseverance or the motivation to face those obstacles and overcome. Because I know a lot of people in that age group, man, whenever like problems come, they crumble.
Yeah.
There you go.
You back, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm about to put in a work form or something for A&T, man. You gotta get this Wi-Fi going. You gotta get this.
Hey, this is my opportunity to take a stab. I bet Central stuff is high powered and fast.
That's right.
And we not own it. We don't
have that problem at the sloping hills.
We got 8G on the sloping hills.
Verdant green.
Yeah, we all got our issues. It's all right. It's all right. We all got our issues. But going into, I heard your question when we were talking about how was I being received with the university, and I've been received. You know, A&T is a great place because all the students have open arms. They're willing to receive any and everyone, and I think when people heard my story, especially on campus, even if they weren't going through the same extreme problem, they were able to empathize with me at the point of feeling at a low point and then feeling, you know, that motivation and empowerment in their own lives and how they could grow. And that's how I really was able to create so many bonds through the students here and the student body here, because you don't ever realize the story that anyone has. The people that you walk across each and every day, they have a great story. And that's what I realized. I was able to communicate and talk with so many people. And then I not realized that so many people had so many testimonies that they never shared, that they never put on the platform. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, yeah. So, and that's where I was able to create a bond, and everyone was so open to me sharing my story and sharing my business, because my business opens up to everyone. It's a platform where I can do my motivational speaking, but then it also allows other students, when I bring them on my podcast, for instance, it gives them a chance to be able to share a story, share what they've been through, but then share where they are now and how they're continuing to grow. So, like I said, me being received by the school has been great.
Joe.
He went out again. Daniel, come back.
Come back.
We all need to write a letter to A&T.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
But on Central Letterhead.
You're just being
Y'all, we're not gonna do this tonight.
Just being crazy.
That was a real intriguing story, man.
Oh yeah, he's got some more. And until he gets back, since I know a lot of what was taking place, he's been doing a lot of speaking engagements. So any of you that are out there that are interested in having a young man come to speak to your youth, or even people that are older, because his story is very inspiring, it's very motivating, and it's very empowering to hear how he brought himself back together. I actually saw it. I watched it. I saw it happening. Talking to his mom on a regular basis. So, you're back. So I'll let you.
I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my phone, because this computer, we're not gonna do this tonight, and we're not gonna let this Wi-Fi doing something special.
There we go, man.
There you go.
Oh, he switched to the phone. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, Daniel, your story is amazing, man. I'm in awe of all of the obstacles you've been able to overcome. But my question is, like, I don't know what to call it, so I'm just gonna say it. What is it that you have that allows you to face such major obstacles, yet still persevere and still overcome? And what is that?
It's God. For me, it really is God, and I can't really take credit for any of it. My determination, my motivation, my mindset, that all comes from above. Because like I said, when I was put in a place where things were compromised, like me being able to eat and me being able to use the bathroom, like I said, things that I took for granted from my life. I never thought I would ever lose those abilities. But when God put those things on pause, I said, hold on, I got to have appreciation for those. I got to really be thankful for those opportunities to do that. And that's what allows me to have that it factor, because I've been in a position where I didn't have it. I didn't have the it. I didn't have it, myself. I didn't have it within myself to do it. But when I had the Spirit of the Lord, rest upon my situation, then he gave me that power. He allowed me to be in those positions to be able to have a mindset, to be able to persevere and to be motivated and have determination. So like I said, all praises go to him, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And then, my family as well. My mother, I think I've never seen my mother pray so much or hear my mother pray so much. She really poured into me so much during that time Even like I said, I was out of it. I didn't have it within myself. But she continued to press and press and pray and love at a time where I felt like I would not be loved. I thought when I go back to school, I'll be an outcast. Because like I said, I had a brain injury, diffuse exano. So I had a brain injury. So I never thought, how was I going to be able to get back to the classroom? All these things that I was worried about, her love and her compassion was able to fill that void for me. My father was, like I said, one of my biggest motivators within the hospital, staying there night after night, sleeping in a hospital chair. So someone was always there with me. Every single day saying, Dan, you got this, you're going to press through. We're going to get back on that field. That touched me because, like I said, I needed that. I needed someone to fill those voids in my life that I felt were empty. My brothers and my sisters, they were that it for me when I didn't have that it. Especially my brother, always, I remember all the combos we had, him spitting game to me, him giving me gems and stuff, just how to navigate life as a man. Like I said, it's big ups to my brother, and that's, you just never forget those. And in those moments when you feel lonely, all those memories start to come back, right? Those conversations, me being with my sisters. I was just with my sister that morning of the accident, laughing and joking, and we never thought that this would happen. So, it's just my family and my faith were the biggest things for me to have that it factor.
What are some of the goals for me that you had for your organization?
Well, definitely. So like I said, it's a business, it's a movement, it's a the ministry is all of those. Everything that you can think of, that's what me is. And I want to make this, I want me to expand not just beyond North Carolina A&T State University, beyond Raleigh, beyond Greensboro, beyond North Carolina, beyond the United States. I want this to grow to be not just a national brand, but international brand. Because I think finding your me is something that everyone in their life has to do. Everyone has to take that time. And you don't have to go through an extreme car accident to do that. But everyone in their life has to take time to say, hey, what is my me? How do I motivate myself and empower myself to find my purpose in this life? Everyone at some point in time has to do that. So I really, truly believe that I want to build this where this could be a community centers for students and for people that they can come in and receive motivational and empowerment speaking, therapy, all those different type of things. And I'm expanding my network through my podcast. So I want this to be on different platforms like YouTube. And I'm creating a docu-series called My 100 about my story. And My 100 is going to be about it's going to be all the behind the scenes of, the interviews with the people, like the people there, the paramedics and everyone that had a piece of the puzzle of my story. My 100, my docuseries coming very soon, is going to, depict that. So I want me to expand so much where it could be on a feature film. I have a book coming out soon called From a Different Playing Field, and that's going to be targeted from an athlete's point of view on how I had to realize that me being a football player was not just my purpose, right? Football was just something that I did, but my purpose was something more, right? It was a different playing field. And me finding that took me to realize that. So I want me to be in books. I want me to be in the schools as I go to multiple schools to speak and motivate kids and stuff. I want this to expand where this can touch any and everyone all across America and in different countries.
I got a question. What steps would you offer to someone to find their me?
Well, definitely, it takes self-reflection. Self-reflection is the biggest teacher, right? Looking over a situation that you've been through, or a situation that you're currently going through, and you self-reflect and you look at all the points within that story, right? Not just, looking through and saying, hell, I've been through that, but actually looking back at it and depicting each point of it, right? And individualizing each one. So, and finding power within that. And so finding your me, like I said, is not something that, you find, in 2 seconds. This is a continuous process, right? Because finding your purpose is not just a one-time thing. You continue to work as you grow up, as you get older. You continue to work within your purpose. So to find your me, I would simply say is to really self-reflect over your life. Look at a point. I would suggest look at a point where you had to use motivation to get through a situation. How did you have to use empowerment for a situation? Combine that with the things that God has placed in your heart as a gift, things that He's blessed you with that you're good at, and combine that, and that really unlocks the passion and your purpose in this world, right? Things that God unlocks, right? Not everything that we want to unlock, but the things that God unlocks and the things that we're good at, and how we can minister and use that to the benefit of not just ourselves, but others.
All right, we got some people that are watching that have questions. JT says, how can you apply this to elementary students, particularly 5th grade boys?
Well, definitely. So I've worked with actually elementary school, in particular Hunter Elementary School in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've worked with their African American 4th graders through a program that I helped with in high school. And so I apply, like I said, my extreme situation of a car accident probably doesn't apply to a 5th grader, but the things that I use, right, the intangibles of my mindset, how I was able to create a business, and I was able to use this to my advantage, my adversity to my advantage. I can always put it in perspective of a 5th grader, right? So as I talk to kids and students from different schools, I try to walk in their shoes just for a minute, right? What does a 5th grader go through in a normal day? What are some of the things that that cause stress in their life? Things that they might feel like they're low on, right? And so I try to walk within that, right? Because like I said, self-reflection is the biggest teacher. And so I try to self-reflect, what was I when I was a 5th grader? And so I try to put myself in my listener's shoes so I can really, help them to the maximum possibility. So with 5th graders, I really do try to target them in a way of looking at the things that they go through on a day-to-day basis, and then applying what motivation would look like for them. So it might be, them getting grades back that they don't like. Oh, I got an F on this test. Well, your motivation is to get that A. All right, but now you have to look at your empowerment. Who are the people around you? Who are the things that you're surrounding yourself with? Are they empowering you to get that A on that test? Or are you allowing yourself to be, succumb to those people and to those things that distract you and things like that? So I can always frame it in a way where it caters to their situations.
All right. Sherry Valentine said, how can we help support your me?
Definitely. You can always support me by going to my website, www.findourme.com. That's www.findourme.com. And that has a listing of information as far as support and contact and booking information for speeches. Along with, we do have merch, like we see Mr. Joe Biggs has on our me shirts. So we have me shirts, me hoodies, me sweatshirts on our website where you can purchase those. So you can always me pins. So you can always have the latest me swag, because that's one of the biggest things that I realized. I started looking back at the things that I bought, right? I bought all these shoes and stuff, all these Jordans and stuff, and buying all these other brands. And I had to really think to myself, well, Daniel, you're creating your own brand. How about you wear your own brand? So if I'm not wearing A&T stuff, I'm most likely wearing me stuff. And I'll go to class with me hoodies and me pins and everything. And because I am my brand. And I started supporting myself more than I started supporting, these other, big companies and stuff like that. And I started finding myself, feeling comfortable having my me stuff, having my brand, because it felt good to me. And so, like I said, you can go to my website to get all that me merch. Like I said,
say that website once again so they can hear it.
Yeah, it's www.findourme.com. That's www.findourme.com. You can find all the information to purchase your merch. Like I said, sweatshirts, hoodies, um, regular t-shirts. Like I said, all the me gear is out there. And then I'll also be adding stuff as we get to the springtime. We start to get the warm weather. We'll have some nice stuff for everyone to wear.
All right. So another Daniel says, I would be interested in speaking with you about your experiences. Is there a way I can reach you? I
Yes,
will share all of his, you can say it, but I will share all of your social media sites right now.
yes, definitely. You can always reach me. Like I said, he's gonna share my social media's accounts, but you can also go to my website that has all my contact information as far as my phone number, my business email, and all my social medias as far as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can definitely either DM me on those, or you can contact my phone number, which is on my website. And my link tree, which has all my websites and everything that you need, is in one spot there.
All right.
Daniel, what's your major at A&T?
Business management with a concentration of entrepreneurship and innovation.
Okay. Were you able to play football? Get back on the field?
Now, and that was that actually ties back in my story. I actually hung up the cleats after my senior year of playing. I was able to play my senior year of high school. Like I said, I was able to get back on the field, play all my games besides one that I got suspended because a ref said I said a certain word on the field. I don't remember that I said that. So he threw a flag and said you'll be suspended for the next game. So I was suspended one game for my senior year, but other than that, I played all my games. And so after that, and after I created this business, I was really looking at my time schedule. I was like, I don't have enough time in a day. I was like, the Lord can just, add about 5 to 10 more hours to that 24, then I would be good.
It still ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah, I was just like, and the thing is with me, when I do one thing, I'm gonna get locked into it. So if I decide to play football, football is gonna be the main thing. I was gonna be locked into that. But just like me now, my me business, I'm locked into it, and that's everything that I'm focused on right now. And my school, for my mother watching, I'm still focused on school.
School she gonna be on that.
Yeah, school is first, business is second. But but yeah, so definitely. So those are the things I'm focused on now.
Well, you told us that you do speaking engagements. We know you spoke to, and I put it on, when I was doing the promos for this. You spoke to a group of North Carolina educators with the Department of Public Instruction. You spoke to Nash County schools and spoke to educators. You've talked at several churches and several schools. You've helped in summer camps and summer programs. But tell us a little bit about the Me Scholarship, about the Me podcast, and about the We Read to Lead program you started.
So yeah, definitely. Starting off with the Me Scholarship, right? So like I said, my family is really entrenched in education, and they all hold the value of education to a high standard. And that was always, a point in our family since I was young and to the age I am now. So I did the Me HBCU scholarship in honor of my late grandmother, Ruth Bailey Bryant, who was a graduate of Shaw University and North Carolina Central University. So two HBCUs, and her getting her undergrad at Shaw University and her getting her master's at North Carolina Central. And so I was really thinking about how can I not only empower the students of this A&T and the people that I see every day, but how can I empower other students out there, right? Because I want me to reach everyone. Everyone needs to find their me. So I really looked and really thought with my family, and I was like, what is a way that I can come up with to be able to empower other college students? And I started thinking about what's one of the biggest problems that college students are having right now. And it's to pay them bills, because I know how it feels when that next installment comes for the month. You gotta send that money over. I know how that feels. You really don't want to press that button to check out, but I understood that problem, and I said, hey, we've been blessed. Our family's been blessed. So let's give. Let's be of giving. And my family, my mother especially, always speaks to me about being a blessing to others, even when we're looking for our blessing. and we don't have our blessing, being a blessing to others. And that was something that my mother always poured into me. And so I knew my grandmother was somebody that, held education to a high value. And so I said, hey, I'm going to do this scholarship in her honor, because I knew she went to two important HBCUs, especially in HBCU history. So I said, hey, I'm going to do that in honor of her. And so my whole family was on board with it. They really agreed with the idea, and we were able to reach so many HBCUs across the United States. It was amazing just to see the outpouring of support, of applications that came in from different students and people that contacted me like, yo, I love what you're doing, man. Keep it up. And so our first year, we were able to give out $2,500, and it was a true blessing. We blessed a student at Howard University, 2 students at North Carolina A&T State University, a student at Edward Water College, and a student at Bethune-Cookman. And so to see the smiles on their face, just to be blessed through a scholarship, it was truly amazing. And so we go into this year, for year 2 of the Me HBCU scholarship, with our title being iconic, and it's still being in honor of my grandmother. So I won't reveal the prompt just yet, because the prompt opens up February 28th, which is my birthday. It opens up February 28th, so I will release the prompt on that date, so everyone has a fair shot and get ready for that. But yeah, so we'll continue to do the Me HBCU scholarship in honor of Ruth Bailey Bryant. And so it's truly inspirational, because my grandmother was inspirational to me.
How would they get? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Janai. Go ahead. I know you've been waiting. Go ahead.
Where do you see me in the next 5 to 10 years?
Next 5 years, I see me everywhere. I see me on TV shows and movies. I don't know. People might think that I'm crazy, but I truly have dreams and stuff like that of me speaking in front of 50, 60,000 people, and me in the jumbotron, because I really envision myself on the stage, and like I close my dorm room and I'm acting like I'm walking on the stage and I'm speaking to people, and I will go through this whole routine by myself, and I'm like, dang, what are you doing? You talking to yourself. But like sometimes, low key, the best conversations are the conversations that you have with yourself. Like, don't get it tripped. Don't get it twisted that, talking to yourself is weird, because it's not. Talking to yourself is the best conversation. So I started, see myself, I want to be on that big stage. I want to be able to talk to different schools all over North Carolina and speak with students and mentor kids and of that nature. I want to speak to different businesses and do podcasts like this. I want to do that, and I want to have a book out. I want to have my docuseries be a featured film, right, on the big stage, everybody watching, seeing what me is all about. But I truly see myself in a couple of years kind of working with different. I want to open up my own center, right? I said that earlier, the Me Center, right? So like, you have the YMCA, you have the Boys Girls Club, you have those different centers and stuff. I want to create a whole Me Center, and I want mine to be, directly focused on the development of the students mentally, physically, spiritually, and then how can they create their own business out of it, right? So I want to cater to other people, students, their needs, but then also how can you create something out of your story? Like I said, a lot of people we walk with and we talk with, they have stories, but they never share them, or they never have the platform to share them. So I always want to be that voice and that platform for people to share.
Cool. Adrian, you had a question?
I did, but old age done kicked in and I forgot what I was doing.
Man, you too young to forget, man. Come on now.
Bruh.
Daniel, tell us about your podcast. You didn't tell us about your podcast. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. So I have a podcast on YouTube called The Me Podcast, and my YouTube channel is Daniel Bryant Me with an exclamation point. My Me always has. That's one thing you can always tell. My Me always has an exclamation point. That's how you know it's mine. Always has an exclamation point. So it's Daniel Bryant Me on YouTube. And I have a podcast, and like I said, I want to be the platform. I want to be the bridge that connects people's stories to the masses, right? Because like I said, a lot of people just don't have the platform to share. And so I interview students, I interview business owners, I interview anybody that would like to share with my viewers a little insight of their life, something that they've been through, how they're progressing through their life. So I actually have a video with one of my boys who's a business owner. And he actually has a mentor group that he does. And we spoke for 23 minutes long, and it was all about how we can empower and build on each other and grow. And so we talk about so many different aspects of our lives, but at the centric point of it, it's all about motivation and empowerment.
Cool. Did he come back to you, eh? Letting Georgia memory. Well, Daniel,
I'll remember it about 2 a.m. I'll jump and be like, "Damn, that's what I was going to ask."
Daniel, is there anything that you want to say to us before you leave? Words of wisdom?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, he got it.
I'm sorry.
Go.
You were talking about your scholarship, because I'm definitely going to try to get my daughter to apply. You said it drops on the 28th on your birthday in February.
Yes.
How is it? How are you going to drop the prompt? Are you going to drop it on your website?
Yes,
what venue are you going to drop it on?
Yeah, so it will be dropped on all my social media platforms. So it'll be dropped on my business Instagram, my business Twitter, my business Facebook, and as well as my website. So last year I dropped it on my personal Instagram and stuff like this, but now I'm making people go to my business stuff. Y'all got to follow my business page now.
There you go.
So you can't come to my personal Instagram trying to get all the details. Right. So if anybody that got questions and stuff, got to go to my business stuff to see it. But yeah, I'll be dropping on all 4 of those platforms. Like I said, my business Facebook, business Instagram, business Twitter, and my website. And like I said, it'll be from February 28th to May 28th, because February 28th is my birthday, and then May 28th was the day of the accident. So like I said, I like to have May 28th as a new meaning now. So new meaning is unlocking opportunities for other students instead of just, May 28th is the day that Daniel was in the accident. So that's why I chose those dates. But like I said, the prompt and all those information will be dropped on that day too.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your story.
Yeah, always. Definitely.
Cool. Anything else you want to give us, Daniel? Promotions.
I just ask you just to stay updated on all me news through my website. But then I ask you all just to, take time to self-reflect of your own life. Look at the situations that you've been through and that you're going through right now, and try to find that drive and that motivation, what you're going through, and use that and share your story. Don't be scared, because you never know the people that can be, helped through your story. Like I said, I never thought I was going to be a business owner. I never thought I was going to be a motivational speaker. But now I find that my story inspires people and touch people in a deep place. So now I know it's important for me to share. So like I said, never be scared or shy away from sharing your testimony, because it was a test for a reason and it's a testimony for another reason. So like I said, never be scared to share. And like I say always, stay motivated and stay empowered.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're going to get out of here. Janai timekeeper, we're getting out of here a little faster than normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little unusual tonight. A little extra moments, a little extra Pelotonian time. We're going to go out on some smooth stuff on Daniel's note. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all check out me, Motivated and Empowered. Go to that website. Go get you some merch. Start pushing this movement. Help this young man. He got a great spirit. Got a lot of good stuff going on. And, by us supporting him, we're supporting ourselves. The love will come back. Trust me. All right? Front Porch Discussions each and every Thursday right here, 6:15 p.m. Next Tuesday, we'll be with the Straight to Tape crew on their podcast on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Make sure y'all check that out. It's bound to be hilarious. We got some big things coming for y'all soon. The 2 of us coming with a mashup. We'll be doing some live stuff, some other stuff, and some other stuff. So y'all get ready for it, right? Everybody have a good evening. Have a great weekend. Those of you that's going to see snow, be careful. It's 3rd weekend in a row. It will not happen during the week so that we can, miss some school or whatever.
Be off.
Whatever.
DJ All Night versus DJ All Day versus coming soon.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all follow DJ all night. Mixtapes and more stuff, man. Music parties. He does it. All right. Make sure y'all get a Peloton and chase Janai. Right behind her. Because she's going to lead the pack. I'm going to tell you. You can't ride as fast as you can. Because she rides like the wind. I've seen it. Yeah, on her Instagram, the little legs be moving, boy. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Keep shining, man.
Be good.
I appreciate it.
Hey, and Dr. B, we see you, even though you're not being seen. We see you. Tell her, Daniel. We see you, Doctor.
Oh, yeah, we see you. I know you're going to call me.
We see you. Your presence is felt. My man. Salute.
All right. Appreciate you.
I'll see you, man.